We're trying something different today. Marcus is tied up with his family, so I was going to do a solo show. However, I'm not in the frame of mind quite to do a solo show. I received dire news about a pet that I was very connected with, a family pet, and on top of not having been able to see my family for the last year, I learned that they are considering putting her down. Her name is Bella. It's a dog, and that hit me very hard. I'm very distraught over that, and the fact that I may not have a lot of time to be able to spend with her because of the situation, and that's very painful. So bear with me. I'm going over this, but I'm happy that you guys have joined me. You can click on the Zoom link and actually join me here in the room to have an informal chit chat. I'd like to get to know you guys a little better, and just have this opportunity to do something a little different on this occasion. So don't be shy. Just click the Zoom. If you do join me in the Zoom, just turn the YouTube audio off, because you will be greatly phased out. There's a big delay on the YouTube, so turn the Zoom audio on, and you can still watch on the YouTube video. Thank you, human. I guess a lot of people had to deal with losses during this COVID period, and I guess I'm lucky that it hasn't been more people and loved ones that I lost. But it's difficult when it's someone or some pet that is very close to you. So Pure Life, yes, yeah, that's right. Well, why don't you guys hop on? I heard you earlier, Gene. Your microphone was on. You couldn't hear me, apparently. I don't think you couldn't hear me because there was a mic problem on my side, so it's understandable. But if you reconnect now, you'll be able to. I don't know, you guys, if you've paid attention to the COVID situation this week. It's not good. They're expecting. Hi, Mark. Welcome to the show. Brazil is insane. What's going on in Brazil? A quarter of the world hospitalized people or world sick people are in Brazil now, due to their horrific dealing with the pandemic, and they've also spawned off a particular viral strain that seems to be evading the normal vaccines that are available at this point. They're trying to work on boosters, but that's going to take months, and it's just it's a shit show, and that makes me think that we should all sane people of the world should really unite against these idiots that are leading those countries. That their citizenry is not entitled to select somebody whose actions are going to affect everybody in the world. When it comes to overfishing, when it comes to polluting, to creating the global crisis, climate change, and as far as pandemic is concerned, their decisions on the local level just make it unattainable for the rest of us, and these countries should not have the right to elect idiots. we should be able to influence that on a global level. But I don't have solutions. I'm just talking out of my gut here. Hi, Keith, Mark, you could join me here. Once one of you joins in the Zoom, I will open the Zoom room. We're doing something a little different, like I explained earlier. We're just having like an open chat. I'd like to meet you guys a little informally, and talk about whatever you guys feel like. So you don't have to have anything prepared or anything. So we're just not doing a regular show today. Yeah. Mark, you're right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but it's very frustrating when people are behaving in the way that Jair Bolsonaro has been, and Trump has been, and many other leaders around the world that are elected in a populist manner, and then just mess things up royally because of their stupidity. Yeah, we're kind of losing the battle against these people, and whether history judges them roughly or not, we're just that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. At the end of it, we're just gonna all be gone, or we're gonna have a horrific world to live in, or for our kids to live in. And I really believe that the people of the boomer generation and the X-gen people, aside from a few of us that are trying to ring the bell, I think they're gonna lose the respect of the upcoming generations when they have to contend with the mess that we've left them, and that's not gonna look good. They're not gonna have much pity on our generations, because of what we've been doing to them, and we're still not stopping, and we still can't figure out how to get over the influence of these powerful corporations, their roots in the government and police and everything. We're not able to figure it out, and by the time they get over it, and they will, but by the time they get over it, the damage will have been done, unfortunately. Yeah. Well, yeah, we kind of are in a village, unfortunately. We're not the leaders of the village. Right, Mark, you make good points. But why don't you just join me here in the like just guys, click on the Zoom. It's informal. I'm not gonna leave this video on as unlike the other videos. We're gonna just have it available now and then remove it. This is just between you guys and me. It's an intimate session of this program. We'll see how it goes, and if it's something that you guys like, we might do this again. But let's see. So besides that, I don't know. How do you guys feel about Biden? What's his actions? How he's doing? How do you guys rate him? Yeah. Who's Anna Lowenhaupt? Lowenhaupt Singh. That's an unusual name. Yeah, I'd be interested to read that. What is it about? Can you tell us a little bit about this, Gene? Hi, how are you doing? Let's me put this. Hi there. Can you hear me? Is this Mark? Or human? Keith. Hi, Keith.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah, you should turn the video on the YouTube off so you don't get confused. It's delayed. Just get the video from the Zoom channel only, if you're on there.
Yes, I hear you. Hi, Amos.
Hi there. Hi. Yeah. So where are you located?
Yes. Hi, Amos. How you doing?
Good. Good.
I hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, and turn the Zoom audio on.
I can hear you for some reason.
Well, you have to turn the Zoom audio
I'll
on.
figure it out. As long as he can hear me.
Where are you located?
I'm in near Seattle, on the east side of Lake Washington. Little bedroom community between Bellevue and Renton.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, very nice day today. Sunny.
Yeah, it is. It is nice today. So, do you have the Zoom audio on and the video, the YouTube audio off?
Yeah, I have to figure out how to do that. Got my mute. Okay, I got my microphone. I got my video. But where's my? Oh, I hear myself.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's because you have your YouTube channel audio on. You have to turn this off, otherwise you will get all our conversation sent back to you.
I'm trying to figure out how to turn the Zoom
On.
audio on,
Right.
and I don't see a button for it. So I'll just kind of be quiet and keep the volume down here until I figure this out.
I don't want you to be quiet. I want to hear what you have to say. Hi Dan, welcome. You're welcome to also hop on the Zoom. We're doing something a little different. We're opening up the channel for a conversation. So if you hop in here, just remember to turn.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my microphone and go dead for a little bit till I figure this out, so I don't mess anything up.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, just you should be getting the audio from the Zoom. I'm not sure why you're not getting it, but maybe if you're getting two streams of audio, like if I'm talking double, then that means you're getting the Zoom audio. So, yeah. So let's get back to our conversation here. So yeah, mushroom. What is the name of the book? The Mushroom at the End of the World. Huh. Is it available also in audio? Do you know? I'm probably gonna search, but these days I don't have the patience to read anything anymore. I just listen to books if I can. I saw a really amazing video on Amazon. This not on Amazon, sorry, on Netflix this week, called Seaspiracy. I don't know if you guys have seen Seaspiracy, but it's been really. We've talked about some of that stuff on the show in the past, and how the oceans were in trouble. But this movie like really compresses everything. It's packed with information. It's done beautifully with with animation and everything. It's devastating though. So you should be prepared. You should be prepared to like be depressed over that as well.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Let me bring you back in
Oh,
here.
good, because I figured it out.
Good.
I had it on all the time, but the volumes were screwed up.
Oh, okay.
Now everything seems to be working. What video are we talking about here? I'm going to look it up on my other screen.
Well, I was talking about the documentary that's available on Netflix called Seaspiracy, and it's really done very well. It's you should check it out. We've spoken about this somewhat, but this one goes further into the reasons why dolphins are killed and why all of this thing is happening. And it's basically like I would say like a second episode or continuation of the Barry movie that was a few years ago. I forget what the name of it was, about the killing of the dolphins in the Bay of Taiji in Japan. But it goes much further. It goes about talks about the various organizations, how they're dealing with these things, and how a lot of them have become like a rubber stamp for these forces that are fishing illegally, rather than cracking down on them. Aside from Sea Shepherd, which is still one, like almost a lone organization that is dealing with them in any capacity. It's very sad. It's you see that, you just weep, and because it just shows you the massive industry around it, and how it's leading us to devastation. Keith, have you seen any such? Have you seen any recent good movies about the environment or stuff like that?
I have, but I forgot the name of it. I put it up on my website, and gotta find it.
Where is it?
It's rather recent too.
On where? On which platform?
Oh, I have my own website. It's not on any web platform at all, which turns out these days to be really cool, because when I'm censored, I really am censored by the government, because nobody else can touch me, so it has to be them. And I do get censored. Things happen.
So what website is that?
Oh, if you go to chasingthesquirrel.com.
Chasing the Squirrel.
Domain I own. I have a page there. So it's just like a dog, chasingthesquirrel.com.
I'm typing it in the chat. Is that correct?
Anyway. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat here so you can, so it's
Good. Okay.
cut and paste here.
Yeah. So. And so.
I just put the web address up.
Okay. Where did you get that name from? It's a neat name.
I just came up with it. There was a dog that a place I was working at, and he chased squirrels.
I see.
I go by K-Dog on my. I have a moniker of K-Dog. That's if I leave a comment somewhere and I don't want to leave my real name.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. So, but I'm not anonymous. I'm not that kind of. Just a moniker. That's all.
Yeah. No, but so what? Where is that movie? The Wreck?
Well, here's the problem. You see that hexagonal colored thing at the top?
Hexagonal.
Yeah, tell me if you see that.
Yes. Yeah. The banner. Yeah.
It takes a while for this thing to load up.
Oh, because it's like an interactive thing.
I've got like 600 websites in it
Mm-hmm.
so far, and and there's a whole bunch of documentaries in there, and I'm trying to remember the name so I can do a search on it and find out.
It's not in the page below because you have some stuff there about the
I
wreck.
got lots of stuff.
It's interesting. I'll definitely check out that site. I suggest everybody can do so as well. That's looks like it's rich with.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, yeah. So what was that movie about?
The environment. I've seen so many. I'm trying to remember. You know, if it had anything distinctive in it. Oh, it's only like 2 weeks, just a couple weeks. All two. Yeah. If I find an environmental documentary, I'll throw it into my website on my website, and then as you roll over it with your mouse, you can like see like, okay, like right now I threw my mouse over something and it says oceans, cost of fossil fuels, ocean acidification, plastic, and if I click that, I go to a website, and this was,
yeah, I noticed it's
website.
yeah, it's cool. But it's difficult to find something specific that you're interested in. It's more like a browsing kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's a work in progress. It's only been in this form for a little while. For a long time, I've actually had this idea for quite a while, but it was a conventional website where you just had like a huge menu, and then nobody would look at it. You look at the first two lines, where this thing engages people, and it's sort of interesting as you roll around. You might see something interesting to look at.
Oh yeah,
They're
definitely.
all
Lots.
basically environmentally oriented and also anti-capitalist oriented. Since I am a socialist. I'll say so and not say it with pride, right? Don't shoot me. Yeah, so that's my orientation, which is, I don't know what you would call me. I consider myself a self-independent thinker. I don't want to give myself labels, so call me what you want.
Yeah. And so what do you think about Biden's? I don't know how many days was it? 60 days, something like that.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody wants to believe in somebody, and with politicians, I don't want to have an opinion. I want to just pay attention to what we do, and like when Obama was elected, my attitude was, hey, you say great stuff, show us. And of course he didn't, and which only confirms my point of view is I don't want to be a cheerleader for Obama or anybody else, or be hating on him either. It just matters what they do. What Obama did recently, I don't know the details because I'm like anybody else. If I get interested in something, I'll go down rabbit holes pretty deep. But as we live our lives, we're overloaded with information. So if I talk about something I've heard of, I don't know the whole story. But anyway, the infrastructure bill,
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's a good thing based on the negative reaction that it's got. Like people are screaming collectivism.
Yeah, it's funny that you can basically know what's good by what Republicans are yelling about, right?
Yeah, it's like if they're screaming this loud, it's got to be a good bill.
Yeah, though I think what the concern is for progressives is that it's not going far enough, and I can totally agree with that point, because if you're running late for a train, it doesn't really help you to reach the train only 5 minutes late.
No,
So if we don't really push green technology to the level where it can prevent a complete spiraling off and meltdown, then I don't know if it even it may slow it down or make it more palatable. I don't know, but my only hope is that there will be course corrections. What's that?
And it's bad news. You know, it's very bad news. We're overpopulated like crazy, and
Yeah.
to really survive, we have to actually change the way we live, and people are not willing to do that. People don't even can't even comprehend doing that. But so what people do instead is they talk about the Green New Deal. Let's green this. Let's green that. You know, and it's all that's all moving deck chairs on the Titanic because we're overpopulated. We're using resources like they're inexhaustible, and we think that we're going to use like energy saving light bulbs to change this stuff, or put an extra layer of insulation on your house and things are going to be good. No way. You know,
It has to be a massive, yeah.
we're massive lifestyle change, and that's something that only a few people can talk about.
Yeah.
So, because everybody else doesn't want to hear it.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Yeah,
it's tough.
it definitely is. It's a huge situation, and when you watch a movie like this with that like that Seaspiracy, it draws all of the, it puts everything in context, and you see how many things are wrong. It's so systemically wrong that unless we figure out a systemic way to address it, and he's been saying it's not tinkering around the edges, it's actual real change, which in a way it is, but it that still doesn't mean that it's enough, and it's and we have to remember, even if it was, it's just the United States. Unless we can create a worldwide movement, it's still not enough. And I know moving China in that direction is going to be as well a huge challenge. We have other challenges with them which we're not able to address, like their dealings in Hong Kong and their their crackdown on the Uyghur population. By the way, that was I saw this. I don't know if you've seen this piece of Blumenthal, the journalist Blumenthal, actually critiquing the whole Uyghur thing, and he claimed that it was a imperialist propaganda, which I find very hard to believe. But what is your opinion? Have you heard anything on that?
I kind of agree with you that it's kind of hard to believe because there seems to be a 50-50 mix of info that says this is real, and the other 50% say no, it's all exaggerated and so on. But it just goes on and on. So like this story's been out for a few years now, and so that tells me it's real. And but what are they actually doing? You know.
And that's the thing. That's why I don't believe that it's fake, because I think that they're trying to avoid doing anything about China. That's not in their benefit. They would much prefer to just gloss over things and go and continue like a financial, economical relationship that feeds the U.S. economy. The fact that they're not able to do that is, to me, signals that there's probably something to it, and they're kind of forced in that direction. The Biden administration just said that Hong Kong is not a special state. How did they phrase it? There's a term for it, special trade state or something like that. So they're trying to avoid confronting China on Hong Kong, and if they're doing that, I don't think they. What's that?
Free trade zone.
Free trade zone. That right, something like that, like a special status. If they're unwilling to confront China on Hong Kong, I think it's clear that that's not something that they're like trying to. They're not trying to create a conflict there. I think they can't go along with it, and the Trump administration in great part has gone along with it. So I am very doubtful of Blumenthal's. I understand his perspective and the fact that historically the U.S. has in a lot of cases created storylines that allowed it to intervene in places in order to benefit from them, but I don't think that's the case in this situation. I wonder what the rest of you think. Why don't you guys click on that link, whoever is in the chat, Gene, Mark, everybody who wants to, then just join our chat. We're not gonna leave this video on, just it's between you and us, you and yourselves. It's just a chat, an informal chat. It's kind of nice to be able to actually see you people in person and get to know you and what you're doing. If you have like something to showcase, like that site, that was pretty cool. I'm gonna definitely explore that, Keith.
Oh, thank you.
Have you been paying attention to any other news recently that made you think?
Oh, just keeping track of, what do you want to call it? What used to be the QAnon people and the old Trump people and the nuts stuff going on there. Yesterday there was that horrible situation where that young man drove his car into 2 police officers in the Capitol and killed one of them. That's terrible. But what's interesting about that is it seems to be being pushed real hard. Like, there was I don't know, you could get a live stream or something of the actual scene where it happened this morning. And, that's kind of an unusual thing when you just have a random crazy going off one day, because that's how I see this particular individual. We don't know really anything about him, but
yeah,
from what was presented, it just looks like a random crazy person to me. No doubt triggered by all the negative press and social media we have, because that's what's going to happen when you've got millions of people on these platforms. The loose screws are going to vibrate off and cause mayhem. So that's one thing that really kind of bothers me about what's gone on noticeably since the pandemic started. The amount of just hate and emotions that are being pushed, just to get clicks, just to get reactions, when there's we got problems to solve. And I don't know, it seems to me that people aren't talking the way they used to about solutions. They're just pointing fingers at other people and saying, I want. But then what the hell? I'm getting to be an old fart, and what happens to people when they get older, they get stubborn and whatever, crotchety. I guess I'm getting there. 'Cause I don't like what's going on. But then again, yeah, maybe I'm not getting, this is an age. Maybe I've always been discontented with the state of the world, because a lot of things just have never made sense.
Yeah.
A lot of I don't like unfairness. But hey, that's just me talking.
No, yeah, I hear you. I mean, that's definitely. I've been watching all these conspiracy theories and stuff. Just like basically, I see them as enabling insanity, and yeah, it's very destructive.
Yes, conspiracy theories have a role in propaganda. It's one of the things that I'm interested in. I look at, because my interest in the environment and say,
watching all
democratic change,
conspiracy theories and stuff. Just like, oh, we have somebody join us. Who is this? Danny. Hi, Danny. Danny, turn your audio from.
Yeah, who is this guy?
This is my name is Amos. I'm
I know who you are.
Oh, Keith. Keith is our other guest here. So we're opening it up, and but make sure you remove you mute the YouTube channel, and instead listen to the conversation on Zoom. Otherwise, you will get us a few minutes, like a minute off. There's a delay.
Yeah, my trick, what was wrong with my audio was I couldn't hear anything when I cut the YouTube off, but then my volume was too low. So I just turned it up and it was all good. So I'm saying this because if you have a problem, just make sure that the volume on your Zoom is turned up when you turn off the YouTube.
You get that, Danny? Hi, Dingo. Haven't seen you in a long time. Hi, Kate.
Yeah, Dingo, huh?
It's good to see you guys. All right, let me. So, let's see if I can. Okay, you guys can both see each other, right? On here. All right. So, Danny, can you hear? Did you handle the audio issue? Danny?
He may still be figuring it out.
Oh, okay. We'll give him a minute. Yeah. So you were saying keep going. You were saying something.
Oh yeah, conspiracy theories. I remember. Yeah. Propaganda interests me. Like for one thing, propaganda. Yeah.
I don't think so, but I'm working on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
keep going.
Pretty good. He may have it.
He's still listening to the YouTube because
so
it's delayed, but yeah.
Why people believe what they do and why they don't change their minds is interest of mine. And so I some years ago, well, I was into peak oil because I realized we only have a finite supply of oil in the world, and when it's all gone, we're all going to starve to death unless we had alternatives, and nobody's interested in alternatives. Everybody seems to be much prefer starving to death and having no future for humanity, you know. And personally, I'm not okay with going extinct, and I'm not okay with assholes who are not okay. Who are okay with going extinct and getting as much as they can for themselves and not caring about the future. So, you know, so I got interested in why people don't take some of these basic truths like, hey, you know, 100 years of oil, what happens in 100 years? Oh, you got no great grandchildren, so what happens? You know, and why aren't more people interested in this? And so I found out that conspiracy theories are a great way to distract people. It gets, you know, and that's one thing that our mass media does in spades these days is distract. I call it distraction. That's why I've been calling it for a long time. I just learned that the Marxists used to call it a false consciousness. And that's where your employer would get you, you know, worried. Hey, that guy over there is trying to steal your job, or you know, or some bullshit. But basically, it's just to get your eye off the ball. And like just this kind of random thought. The one thing that's driving me crazy right now is all the talk about people saying, "Oh, Facebook is censoring this. Oh, YouTube's doing this." It's not Facebook. It's not YouTube. That's the U.S. government telling them what to do. They may have them doing the work, but that is not what is going on. Because the truth is, businesses want to make money. They don't care about censorship. Facebook could give two. I will, you know, I'll censor myself. Two, you know what about, you know, censorship, but they're doing it because they're being told to do it, and it's great. And this is the part that drives me crazy, is because then people don't know who to be mad at. They're mad at the wrong people. And if you want change, you've got to do things differently than that. You got to know who your enemies are, and that's what really drives me crazy about, Twitter censored me. Yeah, Twitter didn't do it. You don't even know who your enemy is. You don't even understand that there's this department called Homeland Security that is funneling the information, processing, chewing it up, spitting it out, and it's all to make, control. It's all to allow this system as it is to persist as long as possible. That's what we're involved in. It's power expressing itself. But what do people do instead? Well, maybe Biden will change things. Biden might do a lot of good things. I don't think he's a bad person, but the fact is, he's there. Any president is there basically to maintain things as they are. You know, Trump, oh, he went too far. He was making things too unfair. We couldn't quite hide how unfair things anymore because he starts giving too much to the rich people. So now we'll get democratic. We'll all sing a happy song and you know. Meanwhile, what happened to the missing $600 in your pittance of you know, of the stimulus that's supposed to last you a fucking year? Excuse me.
Yes. Yeah, I think we got Danny
really,
back here.
We're on that way.
Yeah. Danny, did you fix your
The problem, I think I did, Amos.
Excellent. Okay, I can see that you're hearing me in real time, so that's good.
I'm not getting feedback.
Yep. Let me I'll shrink myself a little bit and give you guys a little more space here. All right. There we go. Was cutting you guys a little. All right. So Denny, what part of the country are you in?
I live in Northeast Ohio, Cuyahoga Falls, right north of Akron, Ohio.
I think you mentioned it once, yeah. And how are things going up there with the COVID?
As best they can. We got about a third of the vaccinations in, but they're pretty much in disarray as far as you know, getting the certain people that really need it vaccinated.
Mm-hmm. And the state is unfolding that in an effective manner, because we were having a little bit of issues here in New Jersey. Only, like in my county, only 15% so far have gotten vaccinated. But I know they're trying hard.
They are, but Ohio seems to be doing the best they can. But you know, with everything opening up so quickly. Mm-hmm. Don't be surprised if it comes back with a vengeance.
How about you, Keith? How's the COVID vaccination program in your area?
I'm vaccinated. I had a second shot a week ago.
Oh, good.
So my life is changing a little bit. It's you know, it's not happening fast enough, but it's like everywhere else. Had a hard time. My wife got obsessive about getting on all kinds of lists, and then one day she just said, "Hey, we're going to get a vaccination," and so we got it done. But you know, I'm old enough to be in the risk group, and so I will have virtually spent the last year of my life sequestered at home, and
mm-hmm.
you know, it's nice to get out again a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, supposedly you can still get it, but knowing that it's probably not going to kill you, and it's probably just like a very bad flu if you do get it. And I'm not saying that's what it is or not. I don't know. I'm not medically. I'm an ignoramus. But you know, things have to change. But change to what? Back to normal? Well, there never was a normal to begin with, so I don't want that.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go. Danny, what has occupied you this week?
I've had some medical problems some new ones that I didn't even know that I had, and
I'm sorry to hear. Yeah.
Of course, you know, with Medicare, I still have to pay by 50%. Yeah, my wife had breast cancer and had to have 33 treatments, so we're getting that taken care of. The copay, 33 times $50 copay.
Wow.
You know, we're retired and disabled, and we're just struggling like everybody else.
I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no side business. You know, we watch grandkids and help our kids out. That's what we do.
Has the COVID impacted you seriously?
I have a couple of friends that had it really bad. It kind of touch and go. Some members of the family have had it, and luckily, I don't know anybody that has be intubated, you know. So that's a good thing.
But in terms of like the news, has anything like sprung up at you in the last few days?
Just the stupid stuff that goes on in Washington. You know, if you watch mainstream media, that'll drive you crazy.
Yeah.
And it's always, oh, well, there's a guy in Florida, and like, oh, here we go again. You know, why don't we get the Jeffrey Epstein thing figured out first? Okay, I mean, these are some bad people. What happened, and it's like, and we elect these people. They're our representatives. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, that's I was talking about it earlier. It's so frustrating when like a majority of people go along with some idiot that messes things up for everyone, and I feel powerless where it comes to that, because it's sometimes it's very easy to see something is stupid and they still do it.
Personally, myself, I've had, since I've moved to the Northeast Ohio area, I've had trouble with my thyroid, and I just went to see a cardiologist because I have AFib going on. And I noticed this, they just put in another 5G tower within 500 feet of my house. So I have two 5G towers. So I went out and bought a meter, okay? And this specific absorption rate in my house is 3 times higher than what they suggest it to be.
What is it?
It's the 5G towers that are putting it. They're putting them in these cities and they have to be within sight distance of each other. And 5G is like
no, I know
microwaves that what happened. I'm out of synchronization. My heart. You see, why did that happen? Because they introduced these frequencies that are new, and it's affecting me. This is what I told my cardiologist. I've never had any trouble with my heart.
No, but now, what's the read? How much radiation are you getting in your house? Like what level are we talking about?
I'd have to get the meter to tell you. You know, to get back, it's measured in microwatts per meter squared, and it's a far field read. It's not a near. In other words, the radiation, the closer you get to the antenna, the more dangerous it is.
Right.
And but they're putting these things up. What we call the devil strip is a piece of ground between the sidewalk and the street. I think Akron is the only town that calls it the devil strip. This is where they're putting these utility poles with the hardware to bounce their signals around, you see. But we have no say because of eminent domain, and the Federal Communications System came up and said that whatever the telecommunication companies want to put their hardware, it's okay to do it.
You know,
I feel a little like put out because I don't have a say in it.
Keith?
Okay.
Sorry.
You got it. By profession, I'm an electrical engineer.
Yes, so am I.
So I know a little bit about these things. And
I was an electrician.
You know, I know. You know, they're line of sight because of the frequency. And in that frequency range, there should be very little noise. So the signal should be only have to be very weak to provide a clear signal. So it should be harmless, you know, ideally. However, this is what I think. I think our government has been sold to the highest bidder. I think, say, Raytheon, not to speak of them, single them out specifically, but as an example, a company like that, Boeing, throwing another, these people have lobbies, so they get anything they passed, what they want passed, you know. And if they found like, hey, you know, we can save a dime if we triple the output level, and all we got to do is get the law changed and we save this money, they're going to do it. Now the problem is for us, after years of this, we can't trust anybody.
That's
so
the sad part. Yeah.
We're used to having our government lie to us, so now we're in a situation where, yeah, 5G could be dangerous as shit, or it could be totally safe. How are we supposed to know? We don't have a Ralph Nader doing honest research. All we have is about, pick your flavor of person pushing their agenda. Find out what the real answers are. That's it's not being done.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I'm not one of the. I'm personally not one of those who believed in the narrative that was going out about 5G networks. Because a lot of it is quite it's nonsensical, but it is known that when you're getting those implants, you're not supposed to get close to microwaves and stuff like that create high frequency signals. So it's not impossible that is the case with these 5G, even though they're claiming that it's true. And the sad part is, like Keith said, is that we don't know, because there's so much money in there, that we don't know whether they're being honest about it or not. It may be for them, it may be justifiable to put at risk people with pacers if that's a relatively small population compared to the overall population. So I think that's something that should be looked at more closely.
That's
I think Keith hit on the head. Money rules. That's the name of the game. And there's a book called Captured Agency, which deals with the FCC, and that's been going on for quite some time.
Captured Agency? Can you put that in the chat too?
FCC. Yep.
Yeah, put that in the chat as well, so people can follow it. Anything that you might think that people might want to check out, just add in the not necessarily in the running chat, but in the comments below. And hi to Melissa, if you're still on. I see you're busy. So yeah, so like I said earlier, I did this show just as an informal kind of thing, and I'm glad that I got to meet you, Danny and Keith. And I hope if you guys like this format as an informal thing to do every now and then, just post your comments, let me know, so we know whether to do this again or not. But I definitely, it helped me kind of put my mind, distract myself a little, and I'm really glad to have met you guys.
Good to talk to you too, Amos. I really like having these things. It's something that's come up in the last year. We still have a small number of people doing this, but it's a way to get people communicating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of just being passive viewers.
Yep. All right. Well, I hope by next week we should be back on to our normal scheduled programming, and I hope you'll all join us then. And till next time, have a good week, everybody.
You too. Thank you very much.
Sounds good.
Keith,
All right.
nice talk.
Okie doke. Bye, guys.
You too, Danny.